Australia versus New Zealand right here in Geelong tonight. So get up, stand up, come on, put your hands up. It is main event time. Geelong, are you ready? Prestige Fight Series proudly presents the main event of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, coming to us from across the ditch in Wellington, New Zealand. Please welcome Sone Archangel Vannathy.
Well, here we go, our main event of the evening, proudly brought to you by Steve Hull and the team down at QEST Environments, all the way from New Zealand, a man who really needs no introduction. 65 fights, WKBF World Champion, two-time King of the Ring champion New Zealand, three-time New Zealand WMC champ, Sone the Archangel Vannathy.
He carries an absolute weapon of mass destruction in his right hand. He's unpredictable. He is Sone the Archangel Vannathy.
Mate, I've had the pleasure of seeing this guy fight live quite a few times here in Australia, and he is unpredictable. He's got the jumping knees that just come out of nowhere, and I've seen him knock Corey Gualiasi out with jumping knees on a brute force show, I reckon about 8 or 9 years ago. They literally come out of nowhere, and Joe Killer Concha, his opponent, knows that. So it's going to make for an absolutely sensational main event.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing Australia, Joe Killer Concha.
And here you go, WMC Australian champion, ISKA Australian champion, the Massa world champion, the man also who needs no introduction, all the way from the Full Force gym, trained by Reinhard Bernardo. Joe Killer Concha, 46 fights, 28 wins, had a fight 3 weeks ago.
Slight correction with the change of the corners. Nonetheless, these two warriors have now made to set a ring. It is time for Australia to do Battle of New Zealand right here in Geelong tonight. Prestige Fight Series proudly presents your main event. Proudly brought to us by QEST Environments and Wolf Apparel. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by his brother Reinhard Bernardo at the Full Force gym with a fight record of 46 fights and 28 wins. 14 coming by way of knockout, coming in at 61 kilograms even. Ladies and gentlemen, from Blacktown, New South Wales, and representing Australia, Joe Killer Concha. And across the ring, standing in the red corner, we have, coming to us from Wellington, New Zealand, here's a current WKBF world title holder and a two-time New Zealand WMC champion, and a mass impressive fight record of 75 fights for 60 wins, 12 coming by way of knockout. He's trained out of the Archangel Thai Boxing Gym with a weight of 61.5 kilograms. Please welcome, representing New Zealand, Sone the Archangel Vannathy.
Oh, here we go, mate. The main event that we have been waiting for. You're watching this on Fight Sports at Paris Productions, and this bout is proudly brought to you by Steve Hull and QEST Environments, great supporters of top-tier Muay Thai and the fight sports industry in general. Fighting out of the red corner, Sone the Archangel Vannathy, and out of the blue corner, Joe Killer Concha. Mate, this is as good as it gets, truly international world-class Muay Thai.
It is. We've got two world champions in the ring now. Sone Vannathy, a WKBF world champion, a two-time King of the Ring champion, and a three-time, and again, three-time New Zealand WMC champ. Joe Concha's no short of titles here, other ISKA Australian and a Massa 61 kilo world champ. And Bushy, here we go, main event time, Prestige Fight Series here in Geelong.
Yeah, I tell you what, you've got to thank Chris Bradford and Steve Hull for all they've done in putting on this sensational show here at the Italian Social Club here in Moorlap in Geelong. The first of what will be, no doubt, a very successful Prestige Fight Series.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit hard to call the action here with Sone Vannathy because you don't want to look down for 1 second because he is so dynamic. He does rely a lot more on his boxing these days. His last fight was under K1 rules against Pompini. Narawa, he won by a vicious KO in the second round with a straight right. But, you know, Joe Concha's aware of that. I spoke to him at the weigh-ins last night. He said, in his own words, I've seen a lot of people fall victim to his power. I know it's there, and I'm going to do everything I can to avoid it.
You know, and Joe Concha's had an absolutely sensational couple of years, racking up some big wins. was trained by Reinhardt Bernardo out of the Full Force Gym and the Full Force boys, of course, with Michael Bernardo. Very active. He's fighting over in New Zealand shortly against Brad Riddell.
Yeah, I think the opponent, you mentioned a few of the shared opponents, and there are quite a lot in there. Chris the Butcher Wells from New Zealand got Sonoy. The one that intrigues me the most is Roy Wills, because Joe's fought Roy twice at the start of 8-mans, both on Warriors Way and Rebellion. Both incredibly tight fights, but super technical Thai fights. Sonny fought Roy on Rebellion 3. Roy got the job done in a very tight split points decision. But it was a real contrast of styles, and that's what I sort of expect to see tonight. Joe Concha looking high with those kicks into the guard of Sone Vannathy to try and take away the hand grenades that he has in both hands.
Yeah, first time they're locking up in the grapple. And Sone Vannathy just seems like he's been around for a long, long time. I remember calling one of his early fights against Corey Gualiasi on a Brute Force show, and I reckon about 2007, 2008, so he's been around for a long time. He doesn't look like his age, and let's not forget half an hour ago he had his work boots on in his jeans and cornering Adam Vannathy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And he must get a bit of a rev out of Adam Vannathy's come from behind victory. You know, I know from talking to Chris that often he's, you know, so pumped about his own fighters that it really gives motivation going into his own bouts. What a technical fight we're seeing here. Can you believe this is the first promotion for Chris Bradford and Steve Hull? This is world-class Muay Thai brought here to the Italian Social Club in Moolap, Geelong.
And you know what, mate, they haven't scrimped and saved. We've got New Zealand versus New South Wales as the main event here in Melbourne. So, you know, we've had New South Wales versus Tasmania as well. They're not frightened to bring in the best fighters to put on the best show. And you know what? I'm leaning the way of Joe Concha in that first round, and I reckon he's already taking a bit of a toll on the lead leg of Sone Vannathy.
Yeah, really, really busy. He fought just 3 weeks ago on the K1 rules, so he's fight fit, and he looked really good in that first round. I'll agree with you. 10-9 round to the blue corner.
But he's been working that lead leg of Sonny, so I'm going to keep a good close eye on that the coming rounds.
Trans-Tasman battle taking place here in
So here we go, round 2, your QEST Environments main event of Prestige Fight Series. We've both got Joe Concha up on the first round, and mate, I reckon Sonny's worn a few on the outside that lead leg, and I've made that comment at the end of the first round. I think he's a little bit uncomfortable with it. I'd like to see Joe just work away at it.
Yeah, you picked it up in between rounds, Bushy, and it's a really good point. There's a little bit of red on that lead thigh of Sone Vannathy. I mean, he's not showing it in his face, but, you know, certainly the groundwork's being done here by Joe Concha. Worth mentioning that in between sponsoring just about every Muay Thai show in Australia, as long as some of the best gyms and some of the best fighters, QEST Environments do provide solutions for your waste disposal needs, mate. You can check them out at quest.net.au.
And James, you brought up an interesting point in between rounds, as well as Joe Concha just tries to throw a step-up elbow. Joe Concha, he unsettles a lot of his opponents, and you hit the nail on the head. The classic example was when he fought Got Sonoy. Most people thought it was a massive step-up for Joe to fight Got.
He just seems to put people out of his rhythm. And, you know, he's a very traditional Thai stylist. I mentioned the fight against Roy the Rebel Wills, one of WA's favourite sons, now probably one of Melbourne's favourite sons as well. And it was just a classical Thai fight. But you see time and time again against really dynamic fighters, as he puts a lot of pressure on Sone Vannathy here, his ability to unsettle really, really, really dynamic fighters. But don't take your eyes off Sone Vannathy for a second. The man holds absolute weapons in all 8 weapons, really, but his right hand, and as I say right hand, Joe Concha lands one smack on the kisser of Sonny the Archangel Vannathy.
Oh, big left there from Sone Vannathy, but Concha's chopping away at that lead leg, and Sonny's turning with it as he's kicking, so I reckon he's starting to really feel it. And mark my words, the flying knee will be coming shortly from Sone Vannathy, mate. He's going to have to back Joe Concha up. Joe's on the front foot, walking forward all the time. The jumping knee will come out of nowhere.
Geez, you picked it earlier, Bushy. You can see him going to work now on that lead thigh there, just slapping, thudding, hard right kicks into it time and time again. He's doing a really good job of stepping into the space, faking the teep, and then throwing the right knee into the midsection. It's a really nice technique used earlier by Mail Lamachan, obviously didn't get the fight to go the way he wanted, but it's a lovely technique as he shows a leg right elbow there as well. And another one, Sone Vannathy is looking a little bit rattled at this stage in round number 2 of our main event.
Both these fighters, they're just very busy. Nice body rip. Oh, I tell you what an absolute cracking body rip from Joe Concha. And a split second, Sone Vannathy, the pain's gone, nah, I'm going down on this one.
Experienced fighter though, took a knee, getting his breath back, but Joe Concha is not going to mess around. Look at Reinhard Bernardo in the corner.
Tell you what, Sonny's he's milking it, and a smart move. He spat the mouth guard out as well to buy himself another 15 seconds. Right on the bell, a big 10-8 there to Joe Killer Concha. And I tell you what, Sone Vannathy wore that one. Here we go, round 3, Quest Environments main event. And Reinhard Bernardo just said to Joey Concha, and I don't know why, but he said, step it up a bit.
Heard that.
Mate, Concha is on a demolition mission tonight. He's going to work that lead leg and set up for the body rips. And Reinhardt was calling for him to use the elbows as well.
Joe Demicoli, very experienced at Ultimate Gym here in Victoria, doing the corner duties for Sone Vannathy. Was calling for straightening the techniques up, calling for that straight right that Sone Vannathy has. And Sonny going a little off course with the spinning back kick there. As Joe Concha heads back to the knees, working that midsection that he's already done some big damage to.
Yeah, mate, he was trying to work the knees into the liver again. I reckon that just the way Sonny's dropping his right arm down a bit, he's trying to guard his right midsection a bit. Because we've seen him get dropped in that second round, so he's really just trying to sort of cover it up a little bit.
Born in Laos, raised in New Zealand, now lives in Wellington. He is as tough as they come. And he's as experienced as they come. He'll have been in this situation before. It was a pretty relaxed corner, to be honest. He'll know what he has to do. And he's got one punch knockout power. He has got one kick knockout power. And he can throw it from anywhere at any time.
But I tell you what, he's really covering up now, trying to cover that midsection. And there's Concha just working away at it.
He's got it again here.
Yeah, that's the second time now. And I tell you what, Concha's just going to hone in on it. Another 8 count.
Little fist bump from Joe Concha as he comes to the corner. Well, he's come here to do a job, and he is absolutely doing it. But we've seen time and time again tonight on Prestige Fight Series 1 that anything can happen in the fight game.
Yeah, mate, I'm surprised. Oh, jumping elbow there from Concha, setting up with the knees as well. And just smart work, just stepped himself back again just to get his composure. He's working that right side of the body of Sone Vannathy.
He's doing a great job. He's come here with a game plan tonight and he's executing it to perfection. There's another body shot. Vannathy on the back foot here. Joe Concha going in for the kill, looking to finish it with a knee. Little blood coming from the corner of
Concha's eye. He's been cut.
He has been cut, and it's not in a great place.
It's right on the eyelid above the left eye.
And you can see Sone Vannathy's seen that now, going after it with elbows. Concha going back to the midsection though, smartly going to what has paid so far in this fight.
Didn't see what cut Concha, but I tell you what, he's really got to step it up now because that cut is right on the eyelid, and if the doctor has a look at that, if it gets much worse, he's going to be in trouble. But he's got to try and finish Vannathy off, work the midsection. Yeah,
that's the shot that is doing the damage at the moment. He really needs to go to it. But what he's done well so far is set it up, and he does it again there. He's not just going straight to it and becoming predictable, he's setting it up with different techniques. It's a great performance from Joe Concha tonight.
So 10 seconds to go in this third round. So with the boys from the Full Force Gym and Steve McKinnon over there, they need to get the adrenaline out and start working on that left eye. And another big 10-8 round there to Joe Killer Concha, but they've got to work on that eye. Go round 4 of the main event, proudly brought to you by Quest Environments. My name's John Fergus, been joined tonight by Hells Bells, James Miles. James, what an absolutely amazing card we've had here tonight.
Yeah, amazing fights up and down it. We really saw a breakout performance from Clem Taylor tonight. Amazing hometown performance from Insane Kane Brunton. We've seen knockouts from Simon Mayhem Mate. Also a devastating knockout from Adam Fancy Manasseh of Mayo Lamachon after Mayo Lamachon seemed to have the fight in the bag. And what a main event we've got here as Sone Vannathy tries to rally back a couple of rounds down against Joe Killer Concha out of Sydney, New South Wales.
But he's rocked Joe a couple of times in his fourth round with some good hands. He was about to set up for a spinning back elbow there. By the looks of it, he sort of crossed himself over but pulled it.
I think Sonny knows that he really needs to win this by knockout. I mean, you're not going to get back those 8 counts. and he probably knows that his time could be limited with the body shots that Joe Concha is throwing. He's got the power there. He just needs to be able to unleash it.
But I said between rounds, I'm really surprised that Sonny hasn't pulled out the trademark flying knee that he's knocked so many opponents out with.
One of the reasons I think that he's knocked so many opponents out is that you just don't expect you. He lulls you into a false sense of security, throws so many hands, and he's a very traditional boxing stylist. You know, his hands are high, throws a good 1-2, right straight down the pipe, good head movement, and then, wow, suddenly spinning back kick. Wow, flying knee, and that's what does the damage for him, is that unpredictability. I don't want to see Joe Concha get complacent here. You know, he's really been on a mission from the opening bell in this fight. Looks like he's keeping it up.
It's interesting, Stu McKinnon calling for Joe Concha to go low and work the legs.
It paid dividends for him early in the fight. You could see the damage he's done and probably slowed down Sone Vannathy a little bit, taking some of that power away. Punches come from your legs. So if you take the power away in the legs, it takes a lot of that absolute raw hand grenade power that Sone Vannathy has out of his hands.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Joe Concha, as you said, mate, he really takes it up to fighters, and he takes them out of their comfort zone. Nice step-up side kick there from Sone Vannathy. But Concha's just in complete control at the moment.
Beautiful high guard. Although, as I say, they caught by a right hand from Vannathy, and you do not want to be caught by hands from this man. Beautiful right hand straight down the pipe from Joe Concha. Combination back from Sone Vannathy, finishes it off with a nice leg kick there. 1-2, whack from Joe Concha. Whack again from Joe Concha. Finishes with a right hand and whack again.
But they've done a good job of stemming the flow of blood. They applied the adrenaline to the eye at the end of round number 3, and it hasn't opened up in round 4, so that's great. Here we go, James. 5th and final round, proudly brought to you by QEST Environments. This is Prestige Fight Series, and what a way to end the night down here in Geelong.
World champion versus world champion. Multiple titles in Australia and New Zealand for both of these guys, and they're demonstrating why. What a main event. Inside leg kick from Joe Concha. Look at the outside lead thigh of Sone Vannathy. Looks like it's been barbecued raw.
And I'll tell you what, the last couple of rounds, Sone Vannathy's his hands have come good and got through the guard a couple of times in his tag, Joe. Hasn't bothered him, but I just wonder where they were in the first few rounds.
Yeah, it did seem to start a little bit slowly, Sone Vannathy, but, you know, body shots take it out of you, and that was what Joe Concha was doing so well in the early rounds. He's gone a little bit away from that game now. You mentioned he's probably gone a bit defensive into his shell in these last 2 rounds, but why wouldn't you? He's up on the cards, and he's got a great defence, he's a high guard, and that's what he's making sure he's got. He knows the danger from Vannathy is the power.
There's the jumping knee. It had to happen, mate. He cannot go through a fight without throwing the jumping knee. And he's rocked Concha.
Oh, yeah. Who's in from New Zealand? Shame Blue. Who's here from Australia?
Mate, we're just sitting back and just letting the fight talk for itself. There's the body shots and the step-up elbows from both boys.
Yeah, huge crowd support here. It was almost not worth speaking while the crowd was going nuts. It's a huge crowd here in Geelong. The guys from AK47 Promotions, Chris Bradford and Steve Hull, done an amazing job. This is an international main event for a fight show, the first time in a market, and not a person's left, Bushy.
Mate, as I said, you wouldn't get more people in here for an Italian wedding at the Italian Social Club. Absolutely standing room only. It's a credit to the way the boys have put it together, and no doubt on the back of this success we will see Prestige Fight Series number 2 soon.
Absolutely killer main event going on here. Joe Killer Concha doubling up on the killer there, I'm sorry for that, versus Sonny, the Archangel Vannathy. A minute to go in this main event from Geelong. Sone Vannathy needs to bring it out here. He needs to stop this fight. He's down on points. Joe Concha not having a bar of it though. His blood trickles from his right eye. He follows up with a beautiful right hand. Sone Vannathy must just be thinking, spinning kick, jumping knee, big right hand, something to get me out of this.
He's got to bring out something, mate, because Concha's up on the cards. The cut's been open. They're not going to stop it because of the cut.
You're right.
He needs to bring something home, Sone Vannathy.
He rocked Concha there, but as he has done all night, Joe Concha has just stepped back, got composed, gone back to that guard. There's the flying knee again. As MC John O'Arman calls this crowd home. International main event. Huge fight. Big left hook to the body from Joe Concha. Follows it up with a high right. Sone Vannathy still fighting, still going hard. The pride of New Zealand has got his heart on the line here, doing a great job. Rolling thunder. And that will finish the main event. What a fight.
10 seconds ago, but everyone's jumping in the ring. The bell hasn't gone yet. I think they just gave it the 10-second crab, but everyone's got up and gone in anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in handing a last round of applause. If that was not a main event, I don't know what is. And hello to world-class wartime warriors right here in Geelong. After 5 brutal rounds of Muay Thai, we have come to the judges' scorecard for final time tonight. It reads 48-45, 50-43, and 50-43. All 3 judges scoring it in favour of the blue corner and Wrestling Fight Series champion, Concha.
As predicted, Bushy, unanimous points decision for the blue corner. The killer, Joe Concha, at a full force gym in Sydney. What an epic main event. Take nothing away from Sone Vannathy. Halfway through the second round, you thought he was done from those body shots, but showed the heart that is so common in New Zealand fighters and went the distance to a good decision victory there for Joe Concha.
Yeah, mate, this is the respect that it's all about. Sone Vannathy calling Joe in to get some photos and hold up his runners-up trophy. Great respect from both boys. Joe Killer Concha just keeps taking scalps. It's been an absolutely sensational night here tonight. But mate, it's been our honour and pleasure to be able to call this show. Prestige Fight Series, proudly brought to you by QEST Environments. It's been a cracking show. They've certainly set the standard here in Geelong, mate. And I have absolutely no doubt we'll be back again. I'd love to see it back again before the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you will. They've done a great first job here, the team at AK47 Promotions. First time international main event, full house in Geelong. They've certainly provided the heat on a cold night here in Geelong.
Yeah. I'd like to thank you for watching us. My name's been John Fergus.
This is Hell's Bells, Jimmy Miles, and
the epiphany of earning your nickname just comes no more than yourself.